Josh Marechal joins me now from one of our local wineries. I just mistakenly assumed, I said Madera County? He said, no, Sanger.
Yep.
Marechal Vineyards, right?
Yes.
How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
All right, your new vineyard? I mean, new winery?
No, long-time vineyard, new winery.
Long-time vineyard, new winery.
There you
okay.
go. Yeah.
So what made you decide to go into the this end of it?
Our family's been in the business for a long time of shipping wine grapes into the East Coast for home winemakers. And 6 years ago, I thought, I'm going to see what they're doing with our grapes. So I started doing this, and in 2012, we decided we'd go legal or professional, however you want to put it.
You didn't go to any of the courses at Fresno State, or just
A little bit.
a little bit?
A little bit of UC Davis, a little bit of Sonoma State, a little bit of Fresno State. Took classes where I could while we were still farming.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to get just the right mixes that you were looking for?
7 years.
7 years.
Yep, a lot of playing around, a lot of sourcing grapes from different vineyards and playing and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what works for our area, what works from other areas.
People, I think, sometimes think that a wine is just from one grape, but aren't most wines a variety or a mixture of different grapes? And
they come in all different forms. I do straight varietals and I do a little bit of blends, but at the moment, most of what I have is all varietal wine.
Okay, the Syrah you brought today.
Yep.
What's in that?
That's 100% Fresno County Syrah.
100% Fresno County Syrah.
From the same vineyard, the same 2 rows.
Well, I see that you have conveniently popped it already.
Yep.
Now, should this breathe? I mean, how long should this breathe before you serve it at dinner there?
A little while. This one actually opens up pretty quickly. So.
Yeah. How do you know on a wine how long it should breathe?
Every wine's different. You don't know if it.
So if I bought that at the store and took it home, I wouldn't know how long to let it breathe?
Pretty much. What I like to do when I open a bottle of wine is I'll open it, I'll pour a little bit, I'll try it. If I like it, drink it. If I don't, I've got a decanter. I'll let it sit there and open up. Thank you.
I love the Marechal Vineyards glasses you brought today.
Oh, thank you.
Now, what did you just do there?
Huh?
Right up to the nose.
If you want to know if it needs to breathe a little bit more, you take a whiff. And
that smells very tasty.
Make sure there's no off odors or anything, and it's not corked.
Have you ever sent a bottle of wine back at a restaurant?
No.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm not that picky. Actually, most wines these days are made pretty well, and if it makes it through onto a wine list, then pretty good confidence that there's not going to be a problem with it unless it's corked.
That's nice.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What's your top seller?
Right now, it is the Syrah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, it outsells my Paso Robles Cabernet.
Woo! And this is 2012,
Yep.
so a couple of years old.
No, that's only been in the bottle for 2 months.
Oh, but it's from 2012 grapes. Is that
Right.
what the 2012 means?
Yeah. So we got 19 months of barrel aging on that.
Wait a minute. So it sits. You take the 2012 grapes and do what with them?
We crush them, ferment them. Then once that's all done, we take the skins off of them, let them sit in barrels, some French, some American, let them age, let them kind of soften, and they develop. And 20 months later, that's what you get.
How did you figure out 20 months?
Just tasting, regular,
Really?
just opening up the barrels, tasting and checking and waiting, and yep.
So if you went with 19 months or 21 months, it would taste totally different than 20 months?
No, not necessarily.
No?
There's a point where you just decide, okay, it's got enough oak, or it's got enough age. You get a little bit of oxidation, oxygenation in the barrels. The oxygen passes through the oak, gets into the wine, kind of helps develop all the structure in it. And then once you get it to where you want it, you put it in a glass bottle where it's pretty much going to stay almost the way you want it.
Until you pop it.
Until you pop it, yeah.
How many vineyards or wineries are there out in Sanger? Are there a few now? Or?
I think I'm about the 3rd one in Sanger, and I hear there's another one that's going to be opening on the south side of Sanger.
Time to open a little Sanger wine trail, maybe.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Or incorporate it into one of the Fresno County wine trail.
Yeah, the problem is that we're 30 minutes east of
And
Fresno,
they're all out west.
and they're 20 minutes west of Fresno, so it gets to be a bit of a stretch.
Are you guys like competing with Engelman and all those other guys?
Oh,
or?
heck no. I know Engelman.
There's enough wine to go around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I go to the coast a lot, and when I go through Paso Robles, I'm just amazed. It seems like every week a different winery pops up. Can you see the same thing happening maybe in the Sanger area? You said there's 3 or 4 now, but
I think so.
Really?
In our neighborhood, yeah, like I said, we've got Cedar View's been there a long time, Tybee Valley, Like I said, there's another guy that's coming. I'm not familiar with him, and then me on the north side of Sanger.
Okay. Is your stuff only available at your location, or are you in stores?
Being that it's only been out for 2 months, I've got a placement at the tasting room in North Fresno on Palm and Knees. He carries a pretty good selection of my wines, and then we have one restaurant, the Starving Artist Bistro at Fort Washington.
The Starving Artist Bistro
Yeah.
at Fort Washington.
And they've been carrying my wines for a while.
Yeah. How'd you convince the tasting room out of all the wines that they could carry? Did you just take it in and have them taste it? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Jason down there has been real supportive, and he started off with my first couple of white wines I had ready last year, and he was more than willing. He tried them. He goes, I love your reds. You know, we'll put a couple on the shelves. We'll see how they go.
Do you have a tasting room out there in
No,
Sanger?
we don't yet. So we have a Facebook page and a website, and we try and update and tell people where we're going to be. Come try our wine. We have a shopping cart there if somebody wants to try it. And
Wait a minute,
we
a
can
shopping?
ship-
On the website.
Yeah.
You're selling out of a shopping cart.
Out of the back of the pickup sometimes.
Hey, you got to start somewhere,
That's
right? So, do you grow anything else besides grapes? Or?
On my ranch, I only have grapes. I do a lot of citrus and a few pomegranates also.
How's the drought affecting you guys out there?
We're east side. Our wells are down, but they're not out. And so far, we have FID water, and we got a couple more weeks on that.
That's Fresno Irrigation District?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would FID goes how far south? Do you know?
No.
Sanger, Fresno. I'm trying to figure that out.
I don't know. We're up near the head gates up by Pine Flat. So that's where all the canals split off. And we're north of Belmont, and I know they head out west from there. And FID goes all the way out to Kerman.
Yeah. There are just some areas that are better suited for growing certain kinds of grapes, wine grapes.
Right.
And Sanger is one of those?
That's what we're playing with. We're figuring out what grows best in our area. Maybe not all the Bordeaux varieties, but maybe some of the Rhone varieties. So we have a Viognier that we did off of my dad's ranch that got a gold medal at the San Joaquin Valley Wine Grower Competition, and you know the Syrah, it's got a silver medal at the San Francisco International Wine Competition.
Really?
So yeah, and these are local grapes.
But
so it's a matter of finding out who's farming them right, get them, and then take good care of them.
Did those guys from Napa just say, wait, a Sanger wine is beating us? What's going on here?
I hope so.
Stick it in there.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed not getting any golds, but my wife tells me, she goes, but you're slugging it out with guys that have been doing this for decades.
Listen, take the silver.
Yeah,
Be happy
and
with
so
the silver.
I went, okay, you're right.
So what's next? What are you working on now?
We're working on selling wine. We're growing the grapes. We're figuring out what our mix is going to be for this year. We're going to try some different blends. We're going to try a Rhone blend this year. A little bit of
A Rhone?
Yeah, Rhone style blend. We're going to use a little bit of Grenache, some Syrah, maybe a little bit of Mourvedre, some Viognier, and mix it up a little bit and come up with another
You're
wine.
throwing out a lot of French words there.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's a really tasty Syrah. And what's it called again? These Marechal Vineyards 2012 Syrah. And only available online right now.
And the tasting room in Fresno.
And the tasting room, okay. So you can go there and taste it, and then if you like it, buy it? Or
I believe so.
how does the tasting room work? Is it? Do they have certain ones set out each day? Or?
Yeah, they usually do a flight of, 5 or 6 wines for, I don't know what his fee is. And then he also has a retail shop there and some couches, and you kind of hang out there if you like, or sit at the bar. And it's kind of fun to go down there, see some interesting people come through there.
Is that GB3, where GB3 is?
Exactly, across from there, yeah.
Across from GB3. I'm trying to think of which side it's on.
The south side.
The south
Next
side.
to Eureka Burger.
Aha! We know where Eureka Burger is. Have you had the fig burger at Eureka Burger?
No.
Oh, man. It's a burger with fig paste.
Oh, yeah?
It's good.
I'll have to give that a shot.
I bet it would go good with the Syrah.
I'll go try.
Josh, thank you for coming in today.
Oh, thank you.
Josh Marechal. Marshall. Why isn't it Marshall Vineyards?
Because in the wine industry, if you Google Marshall Vineyards, Marshall Cellars, Marshall Estates, there's a lot of them. So Marechal is the...
Somebody stole your name already.
Yeah, they stole it. So Marechal is the French rank of field marshal.
Well.
So it's just a play off of our last name.
Awesome. Marechal Vineyards in Sanger. Try that. It's good Syrah. All right. Again, thanks for coming
Thank
in
you.
today.